Hi everyone and welcome to Triple M Adventures with Bill. Before we get started, please consider subscribing to my channel and possibly becoming a patron, which will help me produce more content for you in the future. This video was requested by a subscriber. Now, when I got my RadioMaster TX12, which was kindly supplied by RadioMaster, they sent me in the mode that I fly, which is mode 1. So what I've done, I converted mine back to mode, well, I converted it to mode 2 and then I recorded me converting it back to mode 1. So let's switch over to the radio and I'll show you how to do this, and it is quite simple. Now let's get started on the conversion from mode 2 to mode 1. Now I use my bicycle magnetic tray to put my screws inside, don't lose them. And you're going to need a Phillips screwdriver or crosshead screwdriver and possibly a pair of long nose pliers. Now, first thing we need to do is remove the screws here. Now, I will have to pick the radio up to do this, but I've already removed most of the screws because I had to convert my radio back from mode 1 to mode 2 to be able to then convert it to a conversion video for you. Okay, so bring the radio back. And there goes one screw. Now we need to take the cover. I've already taken the cover off. So later on when we go to put this on, we don't bend the pins there. Then you have to take off these caps here. Now to do that, we need to have a little screwdriver. Just a second. And we need to gently prise those off of here. So you're just going to, let's all going to unclip like that. Hopefully you can see this. And again, same again this side. Just clip in and it undoes. I notice this one wants to stay on there. But now we can remove the back of our radio. Oops, once we've taken out a battery, of course. We need to unplug our battery. I'll take it off of the shop to do this. Okay, I've removed my battery. Now we can take off the case, the back case. There are no wires, so you can just remove it straight off. Now here you can see on the gimbals, you will probably notice there are screws missing. So I've only put 2 back in when I converted it back to mode 2, so that I could test everything was working fine. Now what you need to do is undo these plugs. Here, 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 and here, and then you undo the 4 screws and you carefully remove the gimbals. Now what you're going to do is you're going to take this gimbal, you're going to pull this one out, turn it through 180 degrees and put it this side and vice versa. So I'll probably split this bit up where I just take the screws out and use a towel or something just to protect your gimbals so that you don't damage the gimbals. Okay. Right, now these little plugs, be very careful when you're doing this. I found they were quite tight, which is not a bad thing. So I'm going to just take the radio away from the camera. I'm just going to undo the plugs, but just make a note of where the plugs are. Okay, I've removed those plugs. Just do it very carefully. I couldn't get my big fingers in there, so I used a pair of long nose pliers, but be very careful how you do it. So now what we have to do is take this gimbal out. Now go careful with it because it can catch the wires. There, you can see. You just carefully take that one out, place it there. Take this one out, again being careful, place it there. So as I said, we've now got to swap them over like this and then turn them through 180 degrees. So that one goes that way now and this one goes in that way. Okay, now we just put the gimbals back in. Now be careful on this side, you'll see there's a wire here. Hopefully you can see this here. Just make sure that's tucked in because it could get caught in the gimbal. So I noticed when I was checking out how to do this conversion that wire could get in the way. So now we put them back in, the gimbals back in. Okay, as I say, just watch the wires. Okay, there we go, that one should be in. There we go. You'll feel it go into, click into the case itself. Just be careful of the wires. I'm just again going to go and I'm going to take this away so that, hang on, I should be able to do these screws up on camera. And then don't over tighten them. I did notice that when I undid these, they weren't over tight. Okay, that's that gimbal in. Let me just now check it, turn it over, just make sure it's seated properly, and it is nicely seated there. Okay, I'll speed this bit up when I put the other screws in. Okay, then I'm going to put the plugs in again, and you just must remember how you unplug the plugs when you first change the gimbals over. So what I do, I normally take a photograph so that I can see which one goes where. So I'm going to take this off camera again. And there we go. You can see where I've routed the wires here around there, and this one just floats there. That's how it's is installed. Now we can put the next gimbal back in again. And we haven't got a wire in the way here, but just be careful. You have to put this part in first, and then you'll feel it locate. That should be it. Let me just check the front. Yeah, that's it. Okay, again, I'll speed this up, just doing the screws up. Okay, 4 screws back in. Let me just put the plugs back in again. Okay, there we go, and you can see the routing of the wire there, and this again floats, so we should be good to go. Let's just turn over the radio and just feel the gimbals, make sure everything is fine. Yeah, that's looking good. Okay, right, now we can reassemble and put the back case back on. So again, I'll speed that up. Okay, just be careful when you're putting your case back on. The pins are the 5 pins for the external module, and just make sure all that's, there you go. And there we go. That's on. We can then just make sure that's clipped in. Clip those down. There we go. And then we're going to put the screws back in. Oh, we can put the case back on. The back case. And then we put the screws in. I'll jump to the end. I won't speed up the screws. Okay, we've got the battery back in. We're in mode 1 now. And we've got our battery back in. So we should be able to turn on.
Welcome to OpenTX. Throttle warning.
Okay, it's not happy because we have to do one more step, and that's within our radio system menu. We've got to tell the radio now we're in mode 1. Otherwise, the only way the throttle warning will go is if I did that and then put the switch back. You see now it will reset. So we have to go and change that. So we go to the system menu and we go across to radio setup, go to the bottom, and then we change it from mode 2 to mode to mode 1. So vice versa, depending on what conversion you were doing. So there we go. So if I now turn off my, if we look at our channels, there we go. Let's arm. You can see. Oh, sorry. Let me go to there. Okay, you can see our throttle is working. With this model, I've got 2 ailerons. I've got elevator there. That is correct. So that's all good. My throttle, ailerons, elevator, and then rudder. So that's all working fine. That's the conversion completed. Bugger. Let's just test the radio one more time to make sure there's no errors.
Welcome to OpenTX.
There we go. Our conversion is complete. I hope you found this video useful. And if you did, please give it a thumbs up. And if you have any comments or questions, please leave them in the comment section below because I'd love to hear from you. Thanks for watching. Happy flying. Bye for now. Bye.